So I actually lived with an Australian girl in college and she was on the phone with a friend discussing a cricket match. My first thought was, oh, she's talking about men's cricket. And she wasn't. She was talking about women's cricket.
Just this year to lose the Asia Cup final to Sri Lanka is...
Can we please talk about that?
It's
or not
not
actually? I mean, I would be absolutely happy to not talk about it.
So for 6 months, Indian women's cricket team didn't play anything after that World Cup. Then about February 2018, they played in South Africa. There was no telecast for it. The team needs to form, the system backing them needs to form, and then we'll have another 171 only when these things get in order. The 171 was huge. Because nobody was really watching those matches. Now everybody's watching it. So that next pivotal moment has to be bigger. If you see when a female player is in an ad, we'll probably have to write her name there. Or at least they used to for the longest time, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
I have not noticed this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Women's Podcast. My name is Vedika. I'm a former tennis player, now working in professional tennis, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Dhruv.
Hello. My name is Dhruv. So we are here. We are at the Sports Women Podcast. We wanted to talk about different things around women's sports overall. That's what our channel does as well. And the idea is to create a platform where we have opinions, where we have some anecdotes and some stories that really just put limelight on overall sports and also specifically about women's sports.
And hot takes.
And hot takes as well. That's a great part of our episode, which we all love and which is hopefully going to get us the most views. But today, we are going to talk about something which is very close to our hearts. Any guesses, guys? What are we going to talk about today?
Football.
Yeah, I think we should talk about
You're being very cryptic with
yeah,
this.
I'm not very obvious, right? I don't know. We're going to talk about cricket.
We're going to
guys.
talk about cricket.
Come on.
And we have a specialist with us here today. Xenia, thank you so much for being on the pod today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
What I'm going to first say is that it is extremely cool to be on a podcast called The Sports Women, because we know there aren't many of those. So to be on that itself is really, really cool. So thank you for having me. Secondly, I'm not a specialist in anything. I'm just like a fan, but a fan who also works in the industry as a sports journalist. So
welcome to the gang.
Yeah. I mean, probably having no bias is the first rule, but let's be honest, nobody would become a sports journalist or enter the sports media if you were not a fan of the sports. It's not your traditional field. And, I am a millennial, so guess what made me a sports fan? Obviously, it's cricket.
When you are like in India, like you guys have mentioned, we have to either play cricket, watch cricket. We are always surrounded by cricket. And I think that was my first interaction with sports as well. Although watching sports, like watching cricket together is actually really cool because that's like the coolest thing I was a part of. When I was like, this was 2003 World Cup, we were playing in the finals. We got absolutely demolished though. I really wish that the result was something different because that squad should have won.
There was a spring, yeah. It's not our
there was a spring in the bat.
Dhruv has fully aged himself. The fact that you remember 2003 World Cup is...
Because it was so close to my heart, yeah. We lost 2 games in that entire World Cup, I'll tell you, honestly.
Tell me, because I was too young to remember this.
No, I was very young.
He has aged both of us suddenly.
There was this, I grew up in a society, like a typical Bombay society where there are multiple buildings. And the idea was that we have to watch it together. And it was in South Africa, so the timing was sort of working for us, right? It was afternoon.
Very rare that happens.
Yeah. No, now it happens very often. Earlier it was very rare. And it just so happened that we somehow managed to get this one television set because obviously you can't put up screens and projectors. This is 2003. So the biggest television set, like a box TV, was like somehow managed to put up in this one area. And there was the whole building was there and the kids were there and there was like food organized and there was like a proper celebration of the World Cup, right? Because like India was playing really well apart from the one game that we lost against Australia, which we lost miserably also. And then the final, I mean, everybody remembers how we were demolished in the finals and that was really sad as an outcome. But I think the memory was still etched so clearly in my mind that the community watching cricket angle of it was just so exciting. It was one of the best things that could have happened to me as a child because I think that was the moment when I fell in love with just sports as a whole, regardless of playing it or watching it or whatever. What about you?
I'm with you right there. In fact, the community watching experience, cricket was such a binding factor for all of us. So I grew up in a similar multi-building colony. We'd play cricket because, there was badminton, there was cricket. That was the only really sports you could play with equipment in Mumbai spaces.
Yeah.
And we used to play it, and we're a mixed gender group, and the guys would obviously be watching cricket all the time, whereas back then the girls were not watching it as much. I remember the first actual really striking memory was the NatWest series of 2002, just a year before. And it's not just not because I was watching it live, and I should probably not be admitting it out loud, but it was the after it happened and people were discussing, this is how Ganguly took his shirt off on the Lord's balcony, and I'm like, okay, now I need to watch it. And there's no internet. You can't go back and watch it. You read it in the newspapers.
Yes.
And I was always a big reader, so we'd get the newspaper every day. I was always encouraged to read the news because it would build your vocabulary and give you knowledge. And I would start reading it from the back page first because that's where the sports pages were.
I did the same thing.
And I was like, let the politics and crime be. Yeah, I think people were more accepting of Indians being a bit more out there in the early 2000s. So that sort of transition to cricket, I think it happened in a lot of other sports as well. Sania Mirza in tennis, right? About 2005-06, you were like, oh, it's great that this woman is being this completely herself out there.
Yeah.
And that sort of really was this pop culture moment for Indians. And really I think that's when I decided that, listen, I love writing and reading and words, and I really like cricket, so sports journalist I want to be. So quickly, when was the first time you saw Indian women's cricket in the limelight? Like, what was your first sort of interaction with?
It's not really a story, but an anecdote. So I actually lived with an Australian girl in college. So 2016, 2017, we were roommates, and she was on the phone with a friend discussing a cricket match. And my first thought was, oh, she's talking about men's cricket. And she wasn't. She was talking about women's cricket. And it's something that they all do as like a social gathering. They chill and talk about women's cricket just the way we talk about men's cricket. And I thought that was really cool. And back then, we were not at the point where women's sports, even in general, was talked about to that extent where it's a fan club. And I thought that was really special.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it was because fairly I've been working in sports for a while, so there's a biased opinion. But I think the 2017 World Cup did it for me.
We're all biased.
Yeah, we are a little biased because I was working in the space and I kind of knew it, so it was sort of easy for me to pick that up. But honestly, if I were to say more people, WPL. That's what kind of picked it up.
The story is about the 2017 World Cup, which I think was sort of a gateway for many people.
Yes.
It was where India reached the final against England at Lord's, lost by just 9 runs, which was so close, way closer than the 2003 men's ODI World Cup, definitely.
100%.
And also, of course, what was striking about that was the 171 by Harmanpreet, which helped beat Australia, which was this pretty much invincible team to date, right?
Yeah.
Now, I was at a new organization then, and I got to know that there's a pre-departure press conference for the women's team. I was like,
just
I'll
go.
Any
other team has it, right? Like Olympics has it, in cricket, men's team has it.
Definitely, and I was like, I'll go because, it was just, I was starting to really report a lot more on field then. Compared to previously, because I've largely been a digital journalist, so there aren't always enough opportunities to meet athletes in Mumbai. And I'm like, okay. And so we go to there, and Mithali Raj and captain of the team and the coach are there, and there are a handful of journalists. I'd say 6, 7, 10 maybe maximum.
Okay, just to give context to the audience, how many are there when the men's team goes out or went out? Just to give context.
You'll know.
Okay.
In the story.
Okay.
Don't disrupt her.
No, that's okay. No, but that's actually where the story is going. So it was great. There were 3 or 4 of us women there, and Mithali Raj after that goes it's so nice to see women in the press conference, and I'm so happy you were noticed. At that point I don't realize how rare it must have been for her to she's been here for 20 years back at that point probably, and she's probably never seen 3 or 4 women journalists, which tells a lot. And I follow that World Cup, we write a lot, and then suddenly Harmanpreet does that, and there's boom, everybody wants to follow, which is great. I mean, our numbers go up, interactions on social media about this goes up, and then obviously they reach the final, lose, etc., and they come back. They come back to a ballroom of a 5-star hotel near the airport full of journalists and cameras, and there is no place to enter.
That's brilliant.
And that is the first day of a test match that the men's team is playing.
Wow.
So the fact that so many of Mumbai's journalists are here covering this instead of at the test match was not in India, but not at the test match, but they're here with these camera flashes where
huge.
The team itself was a little taken aback. It was very Chak De moment.
Yeah.
Despite not reaching, despite not coming back with a trophy. And at the airport at 3 a.m. the previous day was full of people welcoming them, and this is the kind of thing that the women's team has not experienced before. And for me to be part of that moment, it was like this cultural zeitgeist. I was like, oh my God. I've seen this happen. I have seen this change. I've been part of it, and it was incredible. So that is when I realized that her telling us that, oh, it's so nice to see female journalists was actually that there was nobody nobody covering it. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to do my absolute best to cover this specific sport, whatever happens. So for 6 months, Indian women's cricket team didn't play anything after that World Cup. Then about February 2018, they played in South Africa. There was no telecast for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I go and I'm like, oh, we're going to cover this again. I've adopted this as my thing. I love this team. I mean, I always did, but at this time I was part of the industry in a way. And so we write about it. Lots of people on Twitter call it out, and then the Cricket South Africa arranges it. Now, my question to you is, imagine this happening to the men's team.
Yeah, unheard of.
Yeah.
It will never happen.
Yeah. I mean, recently the venue was changed for I can't take names obviously, but like for a particular tournament because a particular team said that they will not travel to a particular country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the kind of things that happen. So that is it. You were asking me, was it different in interacting? This is the difference in the entire ecosystem. It's not just personal interaction with the cricketers. And this is a systemic problem, right?
Yes.
It's not like it's not because the women's cricket team has not been performing well, or it's not because the men's cricket team is overshadowing. It's none of that. It's systemic. It is people not going out to write. You're not writing about it. Nobody is watching it. All of that. So much of that has changed now.
Yeah.
But of course, problems still persist. For example, India's playing the women's cricket team is playing a tournament the next day. The squad has been announced 2 days ago. The squad itself is full of riddled with problems.
Yeah.
And I suppose this might be dated news by the time we release this. But that squad selection and selectors has been a long-term issue with the Indian women's cricket team.
100%. One of my things is about like women's cricket overall, right? I feel that the men's team, again, not just showing you the other side of it, but the 83 World Cup, I obviously wasn't there.
Are you
maybe
sure?
I was. I was just going to say that. But then we saw the movie, we've read stories, and we've done they also had a difficult time to get like sponsors or to get like basic things, like their days, like daily allowances were a problem, and like we've seen that, right? So they also had to battle a few things out, and then eventually we got to a point where it's become the easiest, or not, I mean the facilities and the
most lucrative sources,
the resources are there for men's cricket, right?
Right.
The same resources are there for women's cricket also today, honestly. I mean, if you're talking about infrastructure only, there is an NCA in Bangalore. The NCA looks after everything. It's not like only a men's team thing. The physios are available for the cricket team. There is now because of WPL, there's also a franchise cricket for women's team. I feel that the women's team has gotten some of this, like they've also had to struggle. I'm not going to take that away at all. Absolutely not. But the kind of like the struggle and the time it took for men's team to reach this level of and we still haven't won in men's team also, by the way. We managed to win this year, luckily. And it was a great, that catch changed it, but it was still, we should have won more World Cups, honestly, with the way our squad is and the way our development has been, right? So my point is that when the resources are there, like I think the women's team resources, they've gotten the resources, just not to the level. I mean, there are still systemic problems and so on, but like struggling to get like to an academy when there is an injury, for example, that's been there, that is there. But the men's team probably didn't have that, say 20 years ago when they started. So sure, the starting points have been different,
right,
but the added advantages are also there. So my point is that it will take lesser time. It will not take, say, 20 years for women to get there.
The gap won't be as long, but I still feel it will. The thing with men's cricket is that the early movers advantage is massive, right? IPL, it began after a World Cup, when to be fair. But how long did it take after the IPL beginning for this World Cup to come?
Yeah.
That's true.
Right?
No, that's
true.
true.
2007 was when the World Cup happened, and then IPL started the year after.
2008 was
the first
IPL
time.
And we've had 2 WPL so far.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do not think non-performance is an issue for Indian fans. So I think the fan support will always be there. And I say this as with both sides, right?
Yeah.
With women's cricket getting the prominence, there's been a lot of fan support. There's been equal number of trolls. There's a lot of accountability demanded now when you don't perform well, which I think is
Is that
fantastic.
particularly for women's cricket? Do you think the trolls are more for women's cricket than they are for men's?
If like a dropped catch and things get,
Dropped catches are a problem.
I mean, they are a massive problem,
They're a
and they've been a
massive
problem for years. So
Okay, so maybe you know this. Sorry, we are segueing because this is really important for me to understand. Why so many?
So initially, it was because of not being used to being playing under the floodlights.
Floodlights, yeah,
So
I get that.
I get that.
That I get.
I don't see why
No.
that has not changed. Like, okay, incrementally, though it should change,
Yeah.
right?
But see, a dropped catch, if you watch it on TV or you watch it from the outside, it just looks like ये तो catch कर लेना चाहिए था. Like it looks
No,
stupid.
some of the catches are.
Okay, yeah, fair, but like you never
but
know the
frequency-
added pressures that are happening on the
frequency
field,
of
right?
The number of dropped catches is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. So the
yeah.
frequency of dropped catches is significantly higher
Yeah.
in women's cricket, and I don't understand why. It's not like the pace of the ball is slower because of the physical maybe strength or shoulder strength that women and men have, and which is different. I'm not asking or expecting a woman to bowl at a 160. That's not what I'm saying. Even men don't bowl at 160 for that matter. But my point is that catching is a skill thing. It's not strength thing. So
I
it's
think
a
it's
skill
more a
thing.
mental thing than
I
anything.
think one
Yeah.
theory
It is
I
so
have is
strange.
that it's not taught when you're much younger in a cricket academy.
Yes.
Like I would think that maybe when like at Shivaji Park, for example, you would have get a lot more catches. But when a young girl is in an academy, she's more focused on either shoring up her batting or her bowling. It's a theory I have.
Could be.
Fielding is not like this. It's sort of like gym, right?
Yeah.
A lot of our Indian female cricketers were not very gym savvy growing up.
Correct.
Yeah.
But especially the ones who don't come from too urban areas. But I think the younger generation coming now was so gym savvy. I mean, Shafali ka gym session
Yeah,
photos you
it's
see.
mad.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't
my God.
expect like Jhulan
Yeah.
or Mithali to have
Mithali
been
to have
spent
that.
that much time
Yeah.
in a gym. In fact, Jhulan has spoken about not having any access during lockdown to
Yes.
train.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's that sort of, I think, maybe fielding in the next generation
Maybe, yeah.
will be
it's
a
not
more...
like Indian men's fielding was any good. Like, I mean, there was a generation shift
Nor
that
is
happened.
their fitness. I mean,
No,
now
no,
it's gotten a lot
so that's
better.
what, there's a generation shift that happened, right? I
Yes.
mean, we were not like, I mean, when NatWest series, Mohammad Kaif and Yuvraj Singh
I mean,
diving and getting those catches.
It was revolutionary.
Yes.
Oh, you can stop runs by a dive? That can happen.
If you drop Mohammad Kaif, you're like, abhi cover pe fielding kaun karega?
But even
Mohammad
that
Kaif ko rakhna
time,
padega.
there were so many trolls about the Indian cricket team not being fit enough, not
Yeah.
being, not as athletic. Now,
then, but
even
now-
then, now, I mean, like Virat Kohli's videos have gone
Sorry.
viral also to a point where he's, his nutrition, his
Yeah.
gym sessions, whatever,
I mean, right
whatever.
now, I think arguably one of the fittest teams in the world, like arguably one of the fittest teams.
Yeah,
in the
and I read this whole article about the Indian women's cricket team and their regime and the
Yeah.
types of data technology that they use.
Like I feel that 10 years may they will be at equal playing field, like in terms of just the kind of support, because see the support that is there. Let's just roll back and digress again. Sorry, I thought we were coming back, but we're digressing. The support of the women's team, right? We were discussing this. So like for example, when there was enough and more conversations about the World Cup and people were genuinely disappointed for how we performed at the World Cup. We shouldn't have lost that game. We shouldn't have lost a bunch of like other things also in the process. I mean, nobody expected us to beat Australia because Australia is like a generation ahead, I feel.
Gold standard.
100%.
Yeah.
But like we should have at least played our hearts out, which most people felt was lacking, not in terms of performance but in terms of intent. So the fans are voicing it out, okay? And that's great.
And absolutely, demanding accountability is one of the best things that can happen to
Yes.
an athlete.
Yeah. And then coming back to the whole, like I love the fact that the poetic nature of RCB women's team winning the WPL. That was, I think,
I have a feeling
amazing.
Dhruv's going to talk about RCB in every episode.
I am going to talk about RCB in every episode, even though
Which
I'm not an
tells
RCB
you
fan.
that it doesn't matter. Trophies are not proportional to fandom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to focus
I'm getting
on.
a lot of ideas about the episodes we should do.
Yeah, I know. This is a very interesting one. I'm going to keep this. Can we note this down? It is a really interesting one. But coming back, so the stadium was full in WPL season 2.
That's huge.
For Bangalore. And what I loved the most was they had a trophy parade and the stadium was full for that as well. That I think, because they won it in Delhi. And then to come back to a stadium full, although there was like a practice session for the RCB men's team also, but nobody really cared about that. They really were there for the women's team and a franchise women's team. I think so. The fandom of it,
Yeah.
like what I wanted to understand was that will the fandom increase to a level where it will go beyond states beyond like every nitty-gritty will probably know about like Indian women's cricket?
I would hope so. And I think that can definitely happen because people have so much interest and love for the sport of cricket.
Yeah.
The interest, the knowledge, you wouldn't know the difference between a forehand and a backhand. For example, I'm making a lot of tennis references because, well, of course, and I love tennis.
This is my supporter right here.
But, a lot of people may not know about the grip difference between a forehand and a backhand. But with cricket, because you have access to it, you know technical terms, you know how these things are done. So there's a lot of, already there is this, foundation of knowledge, interest, love. I don't see why it will not translate to the women's team. Of course, there will be a lot of trolling, gender-based trolling that comes in, go to the kitchen and wo sab to hoga hi.
Correct.
We're living in India. We can't expect
change?
like this 360. No, it will not change.
Even if we win the World Cup and even if like we win the accolades.
I think that's a cultural thing.
Yeah, it won't change.
I don't think it would okay, so how long back did Chak the India come in? Do you think the Indian women's hockey team
2006.
Do you think the Indian women's hockey team gets
2006.
that? Do you think the men's hockey team who have 2 back-to-back Olympic medals don't get trolled or don't get the interest? I think trolling it would be okay if you don't make it so stereotypically sexist.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Then there's the other thing where Smriti Mandhana's nation's crush. Again, I get it that it happens across genders. I'm sure there are a lot of
Virat
women
Kohli
who
is
say
like
that.
a nation's crush. or
Absolutely,
was,
that happens. But so
Mine
that
also.
sort of online
Smriti was
thing
mine.
is okay.
I was so happy when we shot it.
Sorry,
On
we're-
the TSW, we have another
really,
video.
We're deflecting. Come on.
No, but
tell
so
us.
those kind of things will happen, but culturally that trolling is not going to go away. But I hope that fandom is still there, right? Because it's the same sport.
Yeah.
And if you go beyond questions like, oh, why can't you bowl that fast, or why are your boundaries in, and you start appreciating for the sport for what it is, I think it can become as big as the men's team's fandom is right now, but I don't think it will cross that because the men's team will always have one step ahead. And listen, come on, if there are guys like Bumrah there who create this, who make this fandom so much better, who create this aura around an Indian fast bowler. We don't know that. Like, listen, Zahir Khan is great.
I was just going to say, Zach was
But he
didn't. I don't think
the personality also.
He walked for Jasprit to run, and I'm sure somebody else crawled before for Zach to walk. That sort of thing. There has to be time, that has to be generational. So the women's cricket team will have that slightly smaller platform.
We all agree that mental strength is a far more important tool because the skills can be developed by everyone.
100%. In fact, that's what I think will be the final nail or whatever to lift that trophy.
Correct.
Is when these players play every ball the same. They don't look at the scoreboard or pressure. Again, I'm going to make like a tennis reference, but come on, Roger Federer, probably one of the greatest.
Yes, probably.
I would have to say probably because this is 2024 and we have numbers.
We have numbers that say otherwise.
Yeah, but I grew up in mid-2000s.
Arguably
so for
the
me,
best.
Yeah. I know, you can't call him arguably the best. It's but probably the greatest. Best and greatest difference,
Sure.
well.
Arguably the greatest.
Yeah, he himself had so many mental troubles that you wouldn't call somebody who's won 20 Grand Slams somebody who gets tight in pressure situations, but he did. Both of those things are true at the same time. It's an oxymoron of sorts.
Yeah, it is.
So if somebody like Roger Federer can win despite that, and why not? Why can't that happen here? It's a slow process. I think wo ho jayega. Technically speaking, that has lately become an Indian women's cricket team's problem is they're not really backing up their good performances. It's just this year to lose the Asia Cup final to Sri Lanka is...
Can we please talk about that or not actually? I mean, I would be absolutely happy to not talk about it.
Then
because again, a game that we should have won.
But that's the benefit of women's cricket becoming bigger. So obviously India is the biggest cricket market, and if the women's game is increasing in India, it's increasing everywhere else because there is a trickle-down effect. But Sri Lanka doing that is huge for the women's game.
Huge.
It's probably their version of Harman's 171.
Yeah.
Of course, I would think Chamari Addapattu has her many such
Chamari
moments.
Addapattu, I think arguably one of the best batters
Absolutely.
in the world, right?
Yeah, when she was not selected for the WPL auction this time, I was like heartbroken. I'm like, no, I need to watch. I want to watch her. But of course, that worked out.
That worked out for the UP Warriors team. I think they went behind the block and got
that
her.
worked out well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that backing up is not happening. There was a time where like 6 straight Asia Cups were, there was no other team in Asia to challenge India.
Right.
That changed, Bangladesh is doing really
So it's
well.
really
The
good for
challenge
cricket
is a
overall.
good thing.
it's
Yeah,
really-
the challenge is a good thing.
अरे but
And
we
that
have to
will
हम लोगों
increase
को वहाँ नहीं आना
competition.
यार हम लोग पहले अपना देश में उठाएं वर्ल्ड में उठाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं हम
The thing is, you need to then back these performances. You will have these great
Yeah.
performances. You have to back them at the continental level. You have to back them at the international level. Commonwealth, you won a silver beating England. Great performance.
Yes.
But you've not again
Right.
backed that up in 2023. Now, of course, there is the ODI World Cup happening at home
Yes.
next year.
Yes.
That has to be the big goal.
yeah
Right.
But the backing up now has to come from the system. For example, if an Arundhati Reddy plays really, really well, you can't drop her
Yes.
in the next
Yes.
series without an explanation.
Yes,
Maybe
please.
they have an explanation.
Does that happen in men's cricket also as often?
Firstly, men's cricket selections always have a press conference. So the selector and the captain or whoever has made the decision at least answer questions as
Yeah,
to why
yeah,
somebody is
yeah.
dropped. I don't remember the last time women selectors had a press conference, and I don't remember it because there
So
hasn't.
there's no explanation given.
There is no explanation, and if there was just one player that happened to, I would be like, okay, one off. It's been a pattern. Been a pattern with pacers. Somebody like Shikha Pandey. It's happened with. I think it's happened with a couple of more players where a good performance does not necessarily warrant a place in the next
In the team.
tournament, and nor does a bad performance means you'll be dropped. Of course. And things can be very extreme. Like Shafali had bad ODIs, so she got dropped from T20Is as well.
Yeah.
So that sort of backing now has to become slightly broader. The team has to back up their performance, but I
Right.
think the system has to back up a little bit more, be more accountable, and then that will lead to those individual moments of brilliance. Not that they can't still happen. For all you know, in this T20 series against West Indies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
last time D.Y. Patil made the record of the highest crowd.
Yes.
Imagine selling out D.Y. Patil.
Selling-
Like, if you've tried to get Coldplay concerts,
Coldplay,
you
yeah.
know how that is not easy, guys. And they did it. It was against Australia, and I had a lot of colleagues, journalist colleagues, who were like, people were crowding out.
86,000 fans or some crazy number
And
like that.
I mean, let's be honest, D.Y. Patil is not the most accessible of stadiums
Yeah.
either.
also yes
Yeah,
yes,
and
I agree.
to have like fans crowding and saying ki house full, go out for women's cricket, fantastic.
Fantastic. I mean, even the
Absolutely.
T20 World Cup that happened in right now in UAE, like all the games, like
And
finals.
despite it being like a last minute
Exactly, last
transition,
minute transition.
Yeah.
India, all India games, like India Pakistan obviously will go sold out. So it was India Australia was sold out, or like it was full. I don't know if it was sold out or not. I will get that fact checked. The
UAE.
T20 that happened in the UAE, right? Like I mean, games are going sold out. Everything. The finals was sold out. Indian games are going sold out, which is just brilliant to watch. I mean, the idea is that fandom can happen in countries like UAE where cricket
Cricket is not massive.
because
not a
yeah.
regular sport, but the women's cricket coming in there. Like I sure IPL, great, will go full. Indian men's cricket, men's cricket will go
Yeah,
full.
yeah.
But like seeing that in like a country like UAE for women's cricket is great. So just rolling it back to like the Indian side of things, right? And you rightly mentioned about something about the Indian team having to perform.
Yeah,
right
the
now,
team
right?
needs to perform.
What
The
is
system backing them needs to
Yeah.
perform, and then we will have that transition. We'll have another 171 only when these things get in order.
But
because
what is
those
the,
can't
what
be
is,
flash
what is
in the
missing
pan.
right now? What is
But, yeah,
the biggest thing that is missing according to you right now?
the biggest thing,
Yeah.
it won't be one. And see, back those were flash in the pans because there wasn't enough investment, infrastructure, information, insight, whatever in words I want to use back then. That is why 171 was huge.
Yeah.
Because nobody was really watching those matches. Now
Yeah.
everybody's watching it. So that next pivotal moment has to be bigger. It
Yeah.
has to be something.
That's a lot of pressure to put on an
unexpected.
athlete
Absolutely.
also.
That is, now they know that they
back
have
that.
the spotlight on them.
Yeah, but that's a good thing because they've not had the spotlight on them and they've been doing well.
I think that there's also another transition happening where
Yeah.
there are
The old guards and the new guards.
yeah,
You
like
think so?
Harmanpreet,
Yeah.
legend, no question about that.
No questions asked.
But
Shafali's
also,
coming in as one of the young guns.
but yeah, Harmanpreet's been along for so long. She's seen this team go through these
Yeah.
things. So maybe we need a few more years for the transition to be complete. Harman can't be the one only. She's always had the pressure of trying to be the finisher and trying
Yes.
to be the
Yes.
savior, and that is a lot of pressure to put
she's
on.
almost had like a Dhoni kind of a anchor kind, according to me, like a sort of a finisher, but also like high pressure situations wants to deliver and has the mentality to deliver also. Like I feel
Yes.
that she has the mentality to go through with games, but it's just coming on to her so often.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, there's no system in place, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly, she's batting at
Yeah,
number
at
3.
three, yeah.
Suddenly, she's batting at number 4. And
And then sometimes
that is
she's
what I
coming
mean by
coming
that
in at 6 or
background.
7 also, and I'm just like,
and of course that happens with the men's team,
Yeah.
right? Remember the number 4 conundrum like from 4 years
for the
back?
They
longest
changed the
time.
batting order based on who they're playing against,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty common.
Or the situation of the game at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there needs to be some stability because you need to know what role you're playing.
Yeah.
And especially for somebody like Harman who has batted at one position for so long of a career
Yeah.
to do that. So that sort of systemic issues need to be ironed out. I don't know whether I can only blame the administration for it or can only blame the players. I feel like these are teething issues which ideally should not happen, but the fact that they're happening and it's being questioned is also a great. I want to be an optimist here.
Yeah.
Like 5 years back, nobody would probably look at somebody being dropped and question it to this extent.
Yes.
To which, it's being. And in this, Twitter has been a great tool. I can't believe I'm saying this.
I can't believe you're saying that
Yeah,
either.
But you as much as you get trolled, the questions around Arundhati Reddy is
Yeah.
dropping and Shafali's T20 are dropping. Positively, people have done research. There have been points about this has happened with these
People are
kind of
talking
players
about it.
before.
That's the
and
big
this
thing.
information, and the more you talk, the more you put this out, the more pressure the system will have to be more accountable.
Right.
So I think this accountability has to be demanded from the system. We can't just look at the players and be like, why you're not performing, which we definitely should. Okay, there is like one of the things my editors told me very early on is don't let your bias for the women's team make you stop questioning why they're not doing well.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
really
because I would have totally made allowances for them as a fan because I know where they come from. I've had players tell me stories about how they used to travel unreserved in trains.
Yeah.
Because their tournaments are not this. Or where if they are menstruating, they can't actually communicate that to anybody. And they'd either be like, oh, I can't play or whatever. Now there are countries that, schedule your training as per your menstrual cycle. You're
Right.
there to hide it.
Right. I think this is a good time to kind of segue into the business side of women's cricket, since that's where you are at. I want to know broadcasting, sponsorships, how does that differ between men's cricket and women's cricket? And what's the next step in making women's cricket as revolutionary in terms of revenue?
I think it's much better now. There is the wage gap isn't there anymore. It was massive.
Yeah.
But that's
Can
only
you tell
for
us
the.
how much it was, not in absolute numbers, but in percentage numbers?
I'm actually really bad with numbers. I really have to read it.
Join
So
it up.
if the
I think
men's
it
team was
was-
making 10 rupees.
I think it was like 10 lakh and 1 crore at one point.
Wow.
But I'll have
That's
to
a
cross-check.
massive difference.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are like not absolute numbers. This
Yeah.
is just
Yeah,
for the
yeah, just to
understanding.
get context.
Yeah. Wow.
So the pay gap has changed in terms of your match fee. Your match
Yes.
fee is equal, but your central contracts are still not the same, right?
Right.
And both. So the
What
fact
is the difference between the match fee and a central contract?
match fee is central contract would be like your 20, 30 players who are evaluated into grade A, grade B, grade C, and you get your annual retainer of that amount. Like say I think it was 1 crore, 2 crore for the men's my numbers are not great. Like I don't remember
We won't quote you on it.
Yeah. But it's like your annual retainer.
Okay.
So even if you're injured, you're still going to get it. Even if you get dropped out of a match, you're going to play it.
Okay.
Match fee is when you play and it's what the amount you
So
receive.
there are some players who are with the central system, and then there are some players who are not in the central system but can
they'll-
be picked
yeah.
and they get the
They get
match
your-
fee.
yeah.
only.
And
match
in the
fees.
next cycle, they'll be integrated into the central
it.
contract
Got
system.
it.
So the women's team didn't have central contracts for the longest time. Okay, like again numbers. I'll have to go back to
But
that.
again, rough numbers.
I think at least in 2014 they were definitely not under central contract because there was a
Okay.
test match happening. The men's team and women's team both were playing test matches in England at the same time. And I remember that at that point the women were not professional players. They had to have second or third because that's the first time I properly invested in the women's team then. That's
Okay.
when I had access to because internet and Twitter and
Got it.
online scoreboards were a thing.
Got it.
So they were not professional then, and after the World Cup also for the longest time, new central contracts were not announced for the longest time, and they're like, where are the central contracts? We need to know who are these players. So central contracts and wage gap is hugely different. The IPL money is different. I mean, we all know the auction numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's obviously different. It's a lot more money than the women used to have. So I'm not sure where I can stand on that. Like, there'll be some people be like, why can't you get the same crore as the men? And
Yeah.
there'll be some be like, but at least you are getting this much more than what we got back in the day or what. So that is that economics is of the salary economics is a different thing. Sponsorships, of course, way different, right?
Yeah.
Because if you see when a female player is in an ad, you'll probably have to write her name there.
Yeah.
Or at least they used to for the longest time, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
I have not noticed this.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that.
You're going to have, you'll recognize Harman's and Shafalis and maybe Jemima,
Yeah.
Natali, whoever,
Yeah.
Jhulan.
But everyone else, you need their name.
Saima, we
put
were
there.
talking about that. Do you not think Saima's name would be needed?
Yeah,
there?
I think so.
About 10 years back, I think Mithali Raj was in an ad for a cosmetic product. I can't remember, but then her name was given there, and I remember it very strikingly because I was a student. I was doing my dissertation on this women, sportswomen, and men's difference, etc. And there was Dhoni in an ad, and no name. And then Mithali was there. And since then, I started noticing these things. It was written Mithali Raj, Indian women's cricket team captain. And that sort of difference will be there. For that, you need recall.
Yeah.
It is changing so much now because of WPL, because your team sponsors will bring you in
And social
ads
media,
for-
because you just see more of them.
yeah, and you have
on your
Instagram
screen.
ads and stuff like that, right? You can do brand collabs on Instagram. You don't need it to be on TV anymore.
Yes.
Right.
So that sort of revenue will definitely be increased with social media, with WPL. But there will always be a difference because of recognition.
Yeah.
And again, then who are you marketing it to? My question is, say something like cosmetics or sanitary products, which are obviously marketed at women, will not have female athletes all the time. There's only PV Sindhu, from what I remember, who was there. But-
Starkly. Even Sania, I don't see as much.
yeah, but like Gillette Razor, which is obviously a very male product, we'll have cricketers and sports
Right.
people all the time.
Yeah.
So if your recognition and recall value is an issue, why aren't you using it for the female-centric products? Is it because you think women don't watch sport? Is that then that do marketers and advertisers think
Yeah.
that, so why use a female athlete to market to them? Funnily, nobody in my family is a big sports lover. I'm a complete anomaly.
Wow.
Yeah. But IPL time, they all watch, to the extent where there are times where I don't know what's happening in IPL and I'll have somebody from my family.
Do they do
be
that for
like-
WPL as well?
They did this last year and a lot. This year, I don't think so as much. But then, when RCB started performing really well, it was this. So I'm natively from Karnataka.
Oh,
So
nice.
that there was, everybody was like, oh, RCB Sala Cup naam de. And I'm like, oh, great, yaar.
Smriti was in fact telling us a very funny anecdote. She was just telling us how what I don't know how to pronounce it. Like this year we won the cup.
Yeah.
What RCB fans keep chanting, and she hears that anywhere she goes now because she. So first.
Do you know it? Can you say it?
E Sala Cup naam de.
Yeah. So this was the
So
first.
this year the cup is ours.
So this is what they said. Then they won. So then this changed to we won the cup next year also.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Oh.
however you say it. So that she was like, I was once traveling, like I think she was traveling with Richa, who's also from RCB, and they were traveling in they were playing in Chennai, and all the fans there started screaming the same thing. Then they were traveling in London, and apparently they're
No
going
way.
somewhere, and in a hotel lobby, some guy just goes like the second version of it, where you bring your cup, like next year also we won the cup.
That's a
And she was
huge
like-
deal, huh?
and I was- and
For
she
that
was
to
just like,
happen.
everywhere I go, they're just telling me to bring the cup. Like, I mean, it is. I'm like, because you won it the first time.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
was just like, yeah, no, but there's immense pressure if you're from RCB. Like, I mean, the fans.
Oh, yeah.
The way they demand you to win and still have undying support. I mean, it's incredible. But yeah, the
RCB is a
anecdote was-
case study, huh?
Yeah,
For sure.
really.
So
I think we should just take the RCB model and put it on
Yeah.
Indian cricket for women's. Because
do-
10 साल 16 साल कुछ नहीं जीता फिर भी undying support चल रहा है.
Undying.
We are
to
loving
the
it.
point where, last year when the entire WPL happened in Mumbai, I was covering it.
Yeah.
This time it was not in Mumbai, so
Yeah.
I couldn't travel. So when I would enter, I'd see so many people in RCB jerseys, and they were doing really badly last year too.
Yeah, they
like
were.
this year's out of nowhere that trophy came, okay? And I spoke to a couple of them, especially female fans would be wearing RCB jerseys, and they're like, oh
Right.
no, we've been supporting this team for so long. But like, inka to pehla saal hai. In my head, I would go like, and I'm like, that just translated. And I met this
Yeah.
one girl who's from Bangalore, but she lives in Mumbai. She was alone. She'd come in a jersey. She got catcalled in the line while we were entering because I had a media card, so I was entering from a different, and she walked out and she got catcalled. I'm like, you're coming alone to watch a match. She's like, yeah, because I like RCB so much.
Wow.
All right, we're going to get into our favorite segment. This is Hot Takes, which is when the three of us are going to give you our most unpopular or kind of hatke opinions
Let's go.
about the topic that we're talking about today. So today's topic being cricket.
Yes.
We're going to tell you our most controversial Hot takes.
Listen, I
Can we
have a
only
job to get back
Can we,
to.
can we only have hot takes from Xenia for this? Like, I just
Yeah,
want,
please.
because okay, I'll start. I'll give you a hot take, and I think that the women's team, the Indian women cricket team, needs an overhaul, like it happened in 2007 for the men's team, like massively. Like there are some I can't name because then it'll become a really hot take. But there are some old guns that need to pass the baton now. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pass the baton.
torch so that it's easier. But there are some
To the youth.
To the youth. There are some old guards who have done their service and they've done really proud. They've done us really proud. But now need to pass the torch to the other generation and let them take it forward. I feel very, very strongly for this, and that's our only way to go ahead. And we saw it happen in 2007.
Yeah.
Immediate effect. I think we will see it again.
I don't think fans like it initially.
It's fine.
It's in every sport
Yes.
that is. You know, again, I'm going to talk about
Tennis.
tennis, but you know, the Serena, Rafa, Roger,
Yes, that generation.
Novak era is wildly changed, and everyone for the longest time was like, tennis is going to go down, and look at what happened.
Yeah.
Tennis fashion is going up, tennis movies are coming up, so I agree. I think
Yes.
that
What do
makes
you think?
sense.
Do you agree?
I think I definitely agree on the fact that an overhaul is needed. I do not know whether it's a leadership overhaul or it's a mentality overhaul, but there is a massive rethink to be done. You have when a company is not doing well, you get these external officers to come and understand what's happening. It happened with Indian shooting too. Last
Yes.
two Olympics, when they didn't win anything, there was this complete overhaul. There were reports and things were changed. Of course, the next Olympics you won nothing either.
Yeah.
But
Right.
look
But
what
the
happened
performances
this
were- yeah.
Yeah.
because Indian shooting is to do so well all the time. I mean, Olympic sport journalist talking here, but
100%. Yeah.
so that's my connect. We definitely need like this external audit to figure
Yeah.
what is wrong.
Okay.
My
No, I meant
unpopular-
leadership. Like I meant players.
For sure, I agree that
100%.
overall is needed. There is some sort of thing which is holding them team back.
Yeah.
My unpopular opinion is that I think there has to be like a special women's wing to figure what's happening with the women's team. I think
Does that mean you want more women leadership?
I think my unpopular opinion would be that there has to be like there has to be a harsher, more accountable sort of overview of the women's team in terms of everything. Like, where are your foreign coaches maybe, yo-yo tests maybe, if you don't miss
PTSD
this
from
certain, you don't miss the, miss the mark with the number, you don't get selected.
Yeah.
Maybe not as harsh as it was probably for the men's team, but that sort of very harsh, stringent rules and standards need to probably come in to get that. So again, I think yo-yo test will be a very unpopular thing
Yeah.
So
because
keep them at the same standard essentially,
Yeah, sort
or
of,
expect the
because-
same from them.
and like cricket is not a sport where a certain level of fitness is mandatory to be a very, very good player
Yes.
in a way, and we've seen that.
We've seen that.
I mean,
We've
historically,
seen that.
we've
I mean,
seen
there
that,
there have been players who have been unfit, but like absolutely brilliant players. Like,
But this can't be your hot take. This is your unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
No, we
this
want
is
a hot take.
I think like there need to be these sort of mandatory things coming in for the
Yeah.
women's team, which keeps them on their toes all the time.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Fair.
Give us the hot take. Mine's a warm take. I don't think it's a hot take, but I think women's cricket in general is going to see an upsurge if it moves to the US. If they do like a T20 in the US or they do a massive event in the US, it'll see a much faster incline. That's my hot take. And the reason I say that is because, see, this year what happened? T20 happened in the US, right? India-Pakistan played in America, and I don't think I've seen a more crowded stadium in my life. Like, I'm sure India-Pakistan playing in India or in Pakistan is as bad, but imagine...
India-Pakistan will never play in India or Pakistan.
Yeah, that's true. But
They
like,
play in India, no?
They'll
play in India.
They will
my
play in
point
India.
being, if that were to happen,
Yeah.
you could imagine what
Yeah.
the scenario would be. In the US, it's a whole other market. You're developing a massive market for women's cricket, and I think when things do well in the West, they automatically start doing well in other parts of the world, and that's what women's cricket needs. Yeah, like you've had enough time
It's
now.
very
Tell me
positivity.
your hot
I
take.
think my hot take is that players, leadership, everybody should come to press conferences, give press conferences, answer questions about what is their thought process
Yes.
about certain
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
We like it, we don't like it, but give us the answer.
Yes.
Oh God, I'm going to say this, but like we need to know. I won't say
Yes.
the exact catchphrase, but you know what I'm talking about.
What a journalist
Wait.
thing to say.
Yeah.
I
Who
need-
says it? I don't know. Do we know anyone? Okay.
As subtle as your t-shirt. But
Alright.
I think we just need a little bit more accountability in person.
Okay.
Like,
Yes.
you know, you lose a tough match, come to the press conference
Yes.
and answer those questions for us.
Yes.
Of course, that obviously benefits journalists like me and maybe not everybody, but that gives, when you know you're answerable to someone immediately, you may explain
And
your
they're
thought
answerable to the
process.
fans.
Yeah.
And the community that
Answer-
works in
The
cricket.
selectors should, answer why certain things were picked, who was picked, why was somebody dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hot take, give us press conferences.
I like
Okay,
it. Today's
that's
hot
nice.
takes were nice.
Today's hot takes are nice because we all feel very strongly about this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
we
all
do.
want
We
it to
do.
prosper. So
I think-
none of it will be like, dekho mat cricket.
And it's like
Nobody will
it's
say
a
that.
fine line between wanting to criticize them because we want them to do better
Yes.
and to criticize them because you're doing so bad.
Yeah,
And I think most Indians would be on the good side of the line, but
Yes.
of course there will always be.
I mean, with the way that
Yeah.
we've changed our thought processes, and I can say that like very openly, that we've managed to move away from just like not knowing about them to like at least talking about them to now
Yeah.
expecting from them.
Yes.
And that's a good journey to see. And then it's only a journey in the right direction is what I feel. And there are multiple systemic changes that are happening, which are helping the whole thing kind of grow and become big as well. So yeah, I hope that the cup comes and we also have individual performances and we also see a surge.
We want
in this-
everything.
And we
more
also see a surge.
WPL teams. All the men's team get your WPL
Get
teams,
your
like
WPL
in
teams,
Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
So fandom is there, systems are there. You have your coaches and training camps.
Or like
everything
the
in place.
hundreds, right? Where they play in the afternoon and they play in like in
That will
Yeah.
actually cannibalize audience.
Oh yeah, could be
In India.
Fair.
It
Yeah,
would
that would
cannibalize
actually,
audience in India.
But the idea is that just like have, and that's what they've seen, right? Like we've seen in MIA and RCB
Yeah.
have like BC
yeah.
for that matter. So yeah, I mean there have been like things that are moving in the right direction.
Right.
I just wanted to move faster because that's the kind of greedy fan I am. But yeah, I would love to just like even if we take it slow, if we get to the goal, that's the point.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
think
feel.
Dhruv has summarized our entire episode in a really good way. We never
You
spoke
would like
about.
to put a bow on it.
I would like to put a bow on it. We never spoke about women's cricket, and then we started talking about it, and now we're expecting from it,
Yes.
and that is a positive trajectory
100%.
as a whole. All right, with that, I just want to say thank you, Xenia.
Thank
We
you,
are
Xenia.
very, very appreciative that you were
This
here
was
today.
So much fun. I should thank you guys.
no.
Like you guys want me to talk more about women's sport and women's cricket. I'm here. That's
Awesome.
Yeah, that
We
is
should.
Great.
We will,
Awesome.
No, that is actually you guys should you all think I'm the special guest here, but no, I'm the one who's actually getting the most benefit out of this all.
No, but I think we're going to tell the team to like kind of take your details down.
Keep
because
on retainer.
Yeah, keep you. We're going to
Central
have
contract.
Central
contract.
Central
I
contract
love
is
it.
what is coming up your way because I think we're going to discuss a bunch of things in the future as well, which are going to be up your alley again.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
definitely wanted to have like one episode of just Olympians. So we'll love to talk about that with you.
All right. Well,
But
with
yeah,
that,
that brings us
thank
to the
you.
end.
Thank you so much again, everyone who's watching this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.